Second question Jules had was regarding Mr. Meyer.
So there's no reason to exclude him. He's not, he can put in questions. And as Councilor Cummings said, and I strongly believe it, all the questions we get should not have names on them. And so we pick them anonymously based on what we think is appropriate or not appropriate.
As I understand it right now, there are 3 members of the council who favor allowing his participation.
Do you stand by that position if the public was to know that that was your choice?
I'm afraid of where this is heading, and I would hope that people are very clear about allegations that they make, that they can not just use words like hate speech or racial undertones without showing examples of it and what you think that is, because there's different definitions of that.
I'm embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. How shameful. You people are just shameful.
Jules, I don't appreciate.
No, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's really hard,
Talk to me. Stop it. That's bullshit.
Okay, your emotion that you do at our meetings make it so difficult, Jules.
Fuck off.
Yeah, and you've told me that more than once also. So if you want to talk about hate speech
and half the fucking city,
you might want to just kind of take a look in the mirror.
Shut up.
There you go again.
You're horrible. The 3 of you that decided that this man gets the privilege to participate, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed.
Thank you for your opinion. You expressed it.
You know what? Fuck off. You too, Rich. Fuck off.
You're very unprofessional. You shouldn't be a counselor with that attitude. I'm sorry. It's very demeaning to everybody else and disrespectful, even because we disagree with you. So
talk about our rules of civility.
yes, Mayor.
We need to have a group process. We have to have some ground rules here about acceptable behavior. This is not the first time I've been told to fuck off by that person. I don't appreciate it. I had to put our meeting in a recess one time because on the dais, she yelled at me, she interrupted, she wouldn't stop, and then she says, "Don't look at me like that." Right on in public,
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of that. So
it was April 3rd.
It's hypocritical.
It was March 3rd. It was one of our last public meetings, March 3rd. It was after you'd left.
Right.
Okay.
When we were in the back and I asked if we could be calm, I got told to fuck off.
Yeah, I'd like if people could just refrain from profanity and be respectful to each other and recognize there are differences of opinion on the council. Let's be civil.
Speech and discrimination is not differences of opinion.
Yeah.
Well, everyone has a different interpretation of those values, Councilor Walters, and yours aren't right, mine aren't right. There are interpretations and
absolutely right. They are absolutely right, and you are absolutely wrong.
I'm sorry, we all have our individual values and opinions, and yours aren't the end-all be-all.
Basic human rights is the end-all is not the end-all be-all. Isn't that what purporting to do with your standing on the vigil for Mr. Floyd. Suddenly that's holier than thou, but when you're trying to protect the rights of the gay community, it's like your opinion, your deep religious beliefs. That's bullshit. That's just bullshit. You should be embarrassed of yourself. I know you're old, but that doesn't mean that you get to pretend that people's basic human rights do not exist.
All right.
And I
you.
take offense at you saying that, Jules, because that is not my.
I don't care. I don't care. You can
Interrupting.
say whatever you want. I do not care. You are
Please don't do
you
that.
are not being fair. This is an issue of basic human rights. And if you need to be schooled on that, I'm sorry. Go read a book. Go read a book.
You know what? The problem here that I have personally, if you're willing to listen,
I really don't want to listen. I have no respect for you right now.
that's fine.
I have zero
I
respect for
waste
you.
my time then.
Zero respect.
I don't appreciate people putting
Councilor
words in my
Williams,
mouth.
vote number 3, God help me.
I
That's
don't appreciate you
ridiculous.
putting words in my
Be
mouth.
quiet, I'm talking.
Other people.
Be
It's not
quiet.
okay.
Be
It's
quiet.
just
I'm
not
talking.
okay.
I'm talking about basic human rights here. How
I know
dare
you are,
people?
so are
I am
we.
so embarrassed to serve with you. That's an embarrassment. Don't talk to me about being unprofessional. Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous.
You know what? We do have rules of civility, Jules.
You know what, Terry, be quiet. Be quiet. Do
God.
yourself a favor for once.
All right, please, I understand. Just if we could take a few deep breaths. I'd like to wrap up the business.
Take a few deep breaths. I'm furious.
I understand. I appreciate that. I find it disturbing as well. All I'm saying for now, I want to just stick to the business here and finish our conversation around the discussion. That's the topic of how the meeting's going to move forward. I believe, unfortunately, 3 members of the council still want to retain, and under our rules, that's the majority vote. And that's the vote we have to live with in our structure.
However, I'm just shocked.
I understand that. I get that too.
Disgusted.
And Jules,
Like
it does not mean that I believe that
Disgusting.
hate speech is okay. We have
Okay.
disagreement
Mayor
about
did not ask you to speak, so
how
be
you should
quiet.
censor people or not, what the
Mayor
process
did not
and
ask
so
you to
forth
speak.
is.
You do not have the floor.
Neither do you.
Okay, I'm just,
Ugh. God, what, you can't, you just have to have the last word every time to say something shitty. This is terrible. What you're doing is terrible. It's just shameful. You should be ashamed.
did we lose Bill? Looks like we lost Bill.
Yep. I don't blame him.